everybody, Tony D and Little Joan on a Piney podcast. There's only one thing to talk about today, and that is Atilis Gym. Yeah, the beer virus, we're back up. The transmission rate went up to 1. Murphy's freaking out like it's the end of the world. NewJersey.com reporting the deaths. Oh, our deaths are over 15,000, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you, even South Jersey, the South Jersey subreddit, the gym owners get no love on the South Jersey subreddit. I try to defend them a little, but they don't understand what's going on. But let's look at what happened. The owners of the New Jersey gym that repeatedly defied Governor Phil Murphy's executive order, and it's an executive order, it's not a law, to remain closed during the beer virus pandemic were arrested Monday. Arrested. On Monday, Frank Trombetti, 51, and Ian Smith, 33, were charged 1 count of fourth-degree contempt, 1 count of obstruction, and 1 count of violation of a Disaster Control Act. They have both since been released. We are not upset that we got arrested, said Smith. We wanted Murphy to look like a fool. He looks like a fool arresting small business people. We are not upset with the fact that we got arrested. I am upset at the fact that this is the length that we have to go to feed our families. A state judge ruled Friday that New Jersey authorities could shut down Atilis Gym in Belmar. Smith said in a video posted on Facebook Friday that he would remain at the gym and that we will not back down under any circumstances. Christopher Arsberger, an attorney representing the owners, said they were disappointed that this motion for contempt was granted. However, we do respect the judge's decision and will be taking all necessary steps to see if there's an issue of appeal here. The gym opened its doors in May, starting a legal battle over whether Murphy's order for non-essential businesses to remain closed was constitutional. It continued to operate despite receiving summonses each day for violating the state order. Crowds of people often showed up to their support for the gym. Last week, Murphy allowed the outdoor drills for contact sports to resume, as well as one-on-one indoor martial arts and yoga instruction, but gyms remained ordered closed. On Monday, members showed up unaware of the arrest of today's closure. This turned into a personal vendetta now instead of being about what's best for the civilians of the state, said Jordan Ludwig, a member of Atilis. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I was hoping they would open it up again. I would have supported it. The gym owners have said they've taken steps to ensure social distancing, including taping off workout stations, operating at 20% of the building's capacity, meaning about 44 patrons at a time. They also were requiring patrons to wear masks unless they were in the middle of lifting weights and taking patrons' temperatures at the door. We understand our clients' concerns, Asperger says. Small businesses have been under fire lately. We want to make sure all small businesses have an opportunity to be heard. Okay. I agree that this is incredibly unconstitutional. These guys will eventually win their court case. Eventually. But this, I've always said, is political. It's not about Murphy. It's not even about the gym. It's all about Trump and hurting him. If these guys are allowed to open their business, everybody will start opening their businesses. And Murphy wants to be able to give his address every day because his poll numbers are going up, just like Trump's did when he was giving an address every day and scaring the bejeebus out of everybody because the beer virus is coming. Oh, we're this close. We're this close to beating the virus. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. I only just read stuff off the internet or get stuff from my health commissioner who I had to fire one, and there's some controversy there, but ignore that. Look, it's unconstitutional what he did. Executive orders are not laws. If Murphy wants to shut down a business, he should go to the state legislature and say, I want to be able to shut down businesses unilaterally. Give me the power. Instead, what he's doing is he's going to gain the power through court case. He's going to gain the power through precedent. If this is allowed to go through and he's allowed to shut these businesses down, if he's allowed to shut this gym down eventually, like they give up, then what's going to happen when a politician, a governor, or whomever get in that you don't like? Now, I know a lot of you hate Trump. Okay, if you suffer from TDS and you hate Trump, do you want Trump to be able to unilaterally say, close down your business? It's an emergency. And you have no recourse. He gets to define what the emergency is. That's what Murphy's doing. He's extended the emergency order for 30 days and 30 days and 30 days, and he just keeps extending it. That's his justification. So he can keep doing that forever. Who's going to stop him? There's no checks and balances until he has an election. You have no recourse if this is allowed to stand. And this isn't about Murphy or even Atilis. It's about whether or not you want to live in a society where your local leaders can decide your business must close. I've decided there's an emergency. Now, maybe Murphy's a great guy and you love him. Okay, let's give you that. But what about the next Chris Christie? Some fat idiot who doesn't like you. Okay? And he decides, because his backers have given him a bunch of money, that you're the competition for his backers. So he puts out a little press release and decides to shut down your non-essential business for some emergency. Oh, today it's the beer virus, which seems very serious. Tomorrow it could be anything. Tomorrow it could be the flu. Tomorrow it could be the West Nile virus. Right? Remember the West Nile virus or any of the mosquito-borne viruses? Could extend it to that. Then he could extend it to, well, it's the potential for that. Maybe he could decide, well, there's going to be a BLM protest and there's a potential for riot, so everybody has to close. Doesn't matter. Once you open that door and you give the politician that power, you'll have to spend years trying to get it back, if you can get it back at all. You're handing the power to close down your business to the governor of New Jersey. Is that what you want? Oh, you say you want it now. You don't like the guys at Atilis. You've read some stuff about them that you don't like. That doesn't matter. Their personal stake in this is irrelevant. This is about a precedent that will be set from now going forward. So the next guy, could be 10, 20 years from now, gets in there and says, screw you. I'm the governor. And this is the precedent has been set. I can close down any business I want. And maybe he's got the state legislature behind him. They're all the same political party. They're not going to impeach him. And you got to spend 4 years where he just closes down any business he wants. Well, it's perfectly legal. You will have allowed that if you do nothing. So if you're in the New Jersey area, especially if you're in Runnymede, where the gym is located, you should speak up. You should absolutely speak up. You should email the governor, and you should email or call, and you can call the governor too. Again, be polite. Do not be crazy. Do not be crazy. And you know what I mean. You can't say anything. Just be polite and professional about it. You got to call the governor or email the governor and email the mayor of Runnymede and tell them that, I'll tell you exactly what to tell them. You say, hi, I'm so-and-so. You state your full name. I'm a resident. In my case, I would say I'm a resident of South Jersey, or maybe I'd say the town, which is kind of irrelevant to Runnymede, but I'm close by. So it's semi-relevant. I strongly disagree with the recent arrest and harassment of the owners of Atilis Gym. I think this is a terrible abuse of power, and it's unconstitutional. And I implore you to, in the case of Murphy, change your mind and let these guys go and let them open their gym. And in the case of the mayor, I would suggest that he push back against this because this is wrong. Now, you could say, well, one person calling doesn't make a difference. You're probably right. But when 100 people call to the mayor of Runnymede, he's going to take notice. When 1,000 people call, he's going to be in an absolute panic. He's going to be freaking out. He'll put out a press release. 1,000 or more? Oh, yeah. For a town, it's not that big. I don't know. What is it, like 15,000 people? Something like that? Maybe a little more. Murphy, 100 people. He could ignore that. 1,000, maybe. few thousand, might take notice. His assistant might say, Governor Murphy, we're getting an awful lot of calls here, getting an awful lot of emails. They're not very happy with the Atilis Gym guys. It's a numbers game. So you have to call, especially if you're a constituent, especially if you're a constituent in the state of New Jersey. Don't let this one go by. Forget about the owners of Atilis Gym. Forget about Murphy. Understand that this will set a precedent and you cannot come back from it. Now is the time you can come back from it. You can make it politically radioactive for these guys to act this way, and they pull back. They go, well, we're going to drop the charges, or, we're going to give them a warning or whatever. This is what needs to be done. This is the price of liberty. Vigilance. This is the vigilance. If you wait, you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting to vote for a guy who will repeal this, and you get these halfway measures with little loopholes in them. You'll never repeal the power. These guys are power hungry. He loves to be able to do this. Imagine Phil Murphy, a guy out of Goldman Sachs, I'll keep reminding you. He has the power to close businesses or let them open. He closed all the businesses in the mall and then allowed all the businesses with a door to the outside to open. That's all the anchor stores. That's all the big corporations. That's where Phil Murphy's loyalties lie. Not with you. So keep giving him that power if that's what you want to do. See where that gets you.